Well, the UEFA Conference League final is upon us in Poland. Chelsea come up against the Spanish side, Real Betis. Real Betis are a side that have done quite well for themselves this season, managed to finish 6th in La Liga, which guarantees them a place in the Europa League next season. Chelsea, on the other hand, also finishing 4th, guarantees them a spot in the UEFA Champions League. So looking at the two sides, they are surely not looking to win this to make it to a higher competition, because for Real Betis, they're already in the Europa League, and for Chelsea, they're in the Champions League. So they do not need to win it to play in a better competition. However, there is a trophy at stake, and for the two sides, so long as you make it to the final, be it the biggest European trophy or not, they would want to go for it. So Chelsea coming up against Real Betis is going to be a game that will be interesting for the neutrals as well. Anthony, who is on loan from Manchester United, have been doing quite well for Real Betis this particular season, banging in goal after goal and getting a couple of assists in there as well. Chelsea going into this game do not have any particular forward on spectacular form. However, Chelsea's defensive unit has been better in the last games towards the end of the season. So looking at this game is going to be one that is going to be cagey. Chelsea have shown lately that they can go up and hold on to a 1-0 lead. Real Betis to a side that with the likes of Anthony, Isco are looking at playing the ball around, and they are very good when it comes to holding on to the ball and making sure that their attack is very dynamic. It is a rookie manager in Enzo Maresca for Chelsea coming up against a very experienced manager in Manuel Pellegrini for Real Betis. And if you would know, Manuel Pellegrini happened to have coached Enzo Maresca at a point in time in his career, and then Enzo Maresca also learned from him as a coach. So this surely is going to be one game that is going to have a lot of plots in terms of the storylines. However, it's going to be cagey also for the players. Moise Caicedo, who won the Chelsea's Player of the Season, is going to be in this particular game. The likes of Romeo Lavia will not be featuring because he's not registered. So for Chelsea, it's most likely that they are going to go into this game with their typical 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 kind of setup, with the likes of Trevor Chalobah coming into the sides to partner with Levi Colwill in defense, having Reece James playing at right back, and then at left back, of course, is the Spanish man, or the Spaniard as many will say, Marco Correa. In midfield, Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Up front is going to most likely be Nico Jackson coming back to the side after serving suspension in the Premier League. His suspension does not carry into European competition, so I think that he'll be back to lead the line. Behind him is going to be Cole Palmer for sure, and then on the right wing, I take Pedro Neto to start, and on the left wing, I think the coach will go with Noni Madueke for Real Betis. The most interesting bit about their team is that the likes of Isco and Anthony will be in this lineup. So their probable lineup looks like the likes of Adrian in goal, having the likes of Sabali, Mark Bartra, Nathan, as well as Rodriguez in defense. A midfield of Cardoso and Pablo Fornals, with Anthony, Isco, and Caraballo playing behind striker Bakambu. So Cedric Bakambu will lead the line for Real Betis in this particular one, and I do think it's going to be a cagey game. Well, let's take a look at possible predictions for this game. I think that is going to be a very tight one. It's not going to be one that is very open-ended, because finals are there to be won and not there to be played for most coaches and most players. That's how they do approaches. So most of the time, teams try to play a bit more reserved and wait for the spaces to open up and then hit the opposition and get the needed goal. However, also this season has been the season of the underdogs, the likes of Crystal Palace beating Manchester City to win the FA Cup, Newcastle winning the Carabao Cup in England, Bologna also winning the Cup in Italy. So we've had a lot of these plots. Stuttgart also winning the German DFB Pokal as well. So it's been a season of these subplots where teams that are not used to winning are winning the trophies in various competitions. Tottenham beating Manchester United should be one of the picks of these, as I should have said earlier. So you look at it carefully, and these kind of situations align for Real Betis to win this particular trophy. However, many Chelsea fans would say that that is not going to happen. If Chelsea wins this trophy, Chelsea will be the first side to win the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League. For some Chelsea fans, this is an achievement, but in many cases, it shows the teams lack of consistency playing in all the 3 tiers of English football within the last 10 years. So I think that for sure Chelsea would get the win in this particular game, but it's going to be very, very tight. Very, very tight, I would say. In the end, I do think Chelsea will manage to pip Real Betis by 2-1. I do not think Antonio will score in this particular game, but I believe that he will have a great hand in the goal to be scored by Real Betis. For Chelsea, Nico Jackson to bag a brace in this particular final. Chelsea to win by 2-1 and become the first side to win all 3 trophies presented on the European front of football.